working. So before starting the French version, we are going to try to abstract this. So how do we abstract this? We first observe that the pattern we have here with a character map is something that we could want to use for actually maybe most of our implementations. Even if tomorrow we have different ones, we could do it. So we are gonna simply like keep this language interface, but we are gonna create another class, regex indexing language abstract. Okay, this class it's an abstract class, and it implements the language interface, which is like the language interface is a simple interface with a simple method that all those classes needs to implement. Now I'm gonna say that German actually extends language abstract, and I'm gonna split my screen. Okay. So here I'm not going to create constants that are changing across different implementations. So I don't want a German class with a constant called characters map and a French class with another constant characters map. So rather than that, I'm going to say that this thing has an abstract private function. I don't know if I can do that. I'm going to just test if it complains. Abstract, it's going to say no, modifier is not here. Oh yeah, okay. I'm just going to do this then. What does it say now? Oh, the abstract, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So since like child classes cannot edit their parents' private classes, it makes sense that if I want to have an abstract method here, it needs to be protected. So I'm going to call this function get characters map, which is the only thing that will differentiate my different things. I'm going to say that it returns an array. And actually, it's more than an array, it's a string array with, I don't know if I can do this, maybe PHP supports this or not. Recent time doesn't match the declared. Yes, it does, because I'm pretty sure I can't do this. No, I can't. So yeah, so it does match. Don't complain. This does work. Okay, I'm gonna keep it, but so the keys are pattern, the values, the replacements. Okay, that is great. So that's my abstract thing. So I can expect like every single implementation of my class to have this, and then I'm going to simply take this here, and whoa, are not accessible by import in the private code. Yeah, I want to import normalization. That's correct. Oh, that's cool. So I need here to have I'm going to declare it as protected because maybe some people downstairs will want to access it. So I'm going to set this attribute as protected attribute in my norms come before any method, even the abstract ones. str to lower here, duplicate code fragments. Yeah, I know, that's fine because I'm going to actually remove it from here. I can already do it here. Yep. And here I'm just going to need to do protected function get characters map and return self characters map. And I'm going to also, just to avoid any confusion here, the German's characters map. So that is great. Here, instead of using my abstract thing, I'm just gonna call my protected function that I've just declared, which will be characters map. I'm also going to rename this because like my convention at work are leading underscores when a function is private or protected. Again, since this class is meant to be extended, I'm gonna set everything to protected. No, maybe not. Maybe not actually. Like if you need a custom implementation, you do it yourself. This maybe if a different constructor is needed. No, not even. I don't need that. I need that. Okay, that's great. So here it still should work. Our tests, we can still run them. Yes, it does work. That's great. So we have here something that is very, very good. And I was thinking that just to test this and to test our regular expression skills, we should maybe do something very simple, which is an implementation for Italian. No, should we do that? No, we should switch to French. That was the target. I will add Italian later if I'm bored. So we are gonna create a quick readme here, file readme.md. Let's close everything. Let's wait. It's easier to follow, I guess. So, scope, French implementation. So, I'm taking notes at the same time for when I'm gonna be implementing all this, like cutting in different pieces, I mean. So the scope here is like we try to provide different languages phonetic index methods. English is not implemented yet. I mean, so basically, if you're wondering how do we do English here, it's kind of simple. You go on php.net and you just type soundex, and you have it here. So yeah. So English uses the native, the PHP standard library soundex function. German uses a custom implementation of the Cologne phonetic indexing algorithm, and we need to add this we don't need. We need to add this here. French uses a custom algorithm. So markdown array syntax. I'm always lost with that. Blah 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 blah. Okay, that's great. Not what I want. What I want is here. This is slash. Oh, it's ugly. Can it be pipe? Replace slash. No, it's not slash. What is this character? Why is it tilted? Oh, yeah, okay. It's tilted to show me that there is actually something. Okay. So, description. So my first, I'm gonna try to just keep it gentle here. Okay, great. So it will be pattern, replacement, example. And I don't need this actually. I don't know, to switch to column selection, and so I'm gonna do this. So I prepared this. It's been a long time since I want to do something like that. So first in French, well, actually I should do this sound. Whoa. Type. No, actually it's yeah. Sorry. I'm gonna create another thing that's gonna be called root sound, and you're going to understand it because it's going to be like recurring. So there is the sound A. The sound A is obviously in words like A, and an example is abracadabra. And we want to replace it by A. We keep this sound. Then we have another sound, which is A, or wa in a sense. For example, we could actually replace it differently, but we may change this after. But we replace it by A. It could also be replaced by a W before, like wa, or this. With the sound U, which would done like wa, which is maybe closer, but I don't know. I think about it. So replace it by A, and one of the examples of this is wa. It means goose. Okay. Oh, I forgot. Maybe we can. So the root sound here is still A, sorry, and the pattern I want to match is A. I don't think there are any other pattern in French that still are the same. Then there is the P, which we're gonna. The root sound is a B. So B, and the pattern here, like, we replace it with B, so we keep the B. And here we have brick. Let's take a word that doesn't start with a B, like abolition. Okay. Then there is same thing with a P. We replace the P with the B, because when you pronounce them, you see that they are very close. And then we have problème. Then we are looking, I'm just following the orders that I have in my notes. For the word un. So this word in French can be obtained in many different ways with in. And for example, so we are gonna use a number for that, which actually sounds a bit like the actual number, like un is un. One example of this is obtain. Then we have just let me check one thing. Okay. Then we can have this sound like this. And we have emprunt. This sound is very close to another sound, which is a son en. And actually a lot of foreigners are struggling to pronounce it. And this is the en like in enfant. Ou lentement. And we can also keep this because the last word in enfant, the last here the last thing should be also on. Then we have the F sound, which will be replaced by an F and kept as an F. And here we have fenêtre, or again enfant, same sound. We have, sorry, we keep the, no, yeah, PH. The replacement here would be F, and like in sophisme. And we also join this with the sound V, which is to be replaced with the V. One of the things here is that actually a lot of those things here could be kept exactly as they are, which means, like, for example, A, like there is nothing to be done, and I would like to only, I don't know how to check them. We'll do that later. But so, like in savourer, which means to savor. Yeah. Then we have the son E, which is the letter, but where, so you know, like in French, a lot of words are not pronouncing like they should. So we have the letter A, but not at the end of a word. So not at the end of the word. Yeah, okay. Like, for example, fenêtre, and this is this E, not the one after. Can I make it bold? No. Oh yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. That's great. So we have this, and so what kind of other words can do this in French? We have we have this, and we have also this. It's very important that we test for this one before this one, because otherwise we will have this, we've formed this one again. Well, actually it doesn't change much. So here we can have I was just thinking about another word. Okay, so with E we have E, which means them, and we have E here, which could be with an F it's F, means egg, and Ev means here like masterpiece, work, yeah, that kind of thing. And here we have a them. And to be sure to differentiate, well, it's differentiated. So actually that leaves some space for what we are going to call the non-pronounced letter, and we are maybe going to keep it at the end. Because you have a lot of letters that you don't pronounce in French. And we replace it with a dash, and maybe the dash, no, the dash needs to be kept. Like Eden, but it's the last letter that is not pronounced here. Okay. Then we have the son on, which is labeled 2, which is usually formed with the word, with the letters on, on. And for example, attention. Then we have the Z, which can be an S, but between two vowels. So it's A, E, I, O, U, Y. Okay, and now we have a problem, but I'm going to fix that with the colon mode. you replace it by z. An example of this is hasard, which means it means more luck than risk here. Oh, and actually I did a mistake because, yeah, okay, yeah, true, but I should only here keep the z because it's... Okay. Can I switch to column mode? Column selection mode. Okay. I think we have a big one here. Not sure we will get bigger than that. Okay, great. That's great. Okay, so then we have the son E and the son E. Okay, and I'm going to use the 3 because usually the sound is formed with the letter E. So like the most common way to form it in French is this. And here we can, what word can I have for that? Très means a lot. Means a lot. The sound E, those are not the exact same sound, but comme dans était, so like this is E and E in the same word. Then you have also E, so it's E before S, R, or T. So before an R, it's going to be pronounced depending if it's the end of the beginning of the word. So let's not get into these details. And suddenly I'm understanding how it can be tough for non-French speakers to understand that. Yeah. And so actually, like, this check needs to be done before any check on the E. So we are going to move this character class here. Okay. So then, yeah, not bad. Actually, here I need to just highlight what needs to be replaced and keep the rest. I don't know. I'm going to write the regular expression after. Then there is the sound G. So with G, so any this sound is happening only before A, O, U. Like G or gardien. I think G is spelled that way. It means like it's a small passage in a river, but yeah, it's like that. Wasn't sure. Okay. Then there is the sound S, which is also very common in French. Actually, I'm making a mistake here. It's anything that is not E, I. I think the Y fits. Yeah, I think anything that's not that is kept pronounced with G, which is pronounced G. Then we have the S. So the S can be the S if it's not between two vowels here. And it can also be redundant, and we are going to have to remove these redundancies. Example, sérieux means serious, very strange. Can also be made with a C, like in session, which can mean like kind of formal sale, but it has to be before I think E or an I. Okay. Then there is a double S, but I think like any doubling replacement, any double symbol here will just be dropped for a simple symbol. It will make sense. So I'm not going to state the replacement. Then we have the sound U, O, U, and I think we are going to keep the U for that. Okay. And it's pipe. Sorry, actually I should duplicate that, be simpler. So U, just like alone, but we are gonna have to replace that because there are other things that should have priority on this. Like in ubuesque, it means it's a reference to therapist called Le Roi Ubu. It's very kind of a strange administrative setup. So U also gets replaced with that. And U also works if it's not preceded by G here or Q. So we need to put this down because like Q here need to be processed. And I didn't do anything on that in my notes. Oh, see, I have it. Oh, see, yeah, I'm speaking out French of English. That is cute. And yeah, there is this. There can be an accent here like that, but we don't need to treat it like we will strip accents before anything. Actually, I think that running this before anything is kind of important because after that I think we can trash every accent. I'm trying to think about it. I'm pretty sure yes we can. All the other accents are not changing pronouncing in French. So I have this U here and I need to do this K before. Okay, so that's an unambiguous pronouncing. So K is just replaced by K. We don't use it a lot in French. One of the words you can think of with that is karate, and it's kind of the only one. If it's not, I mean, an English word that we took, likely we won't use it. C before A. Well, C in the other case. So it's very important that the C stays there, but otherwise I think C in the other case. No, because there is also the sh sound. I need to put this sh sound here. I need to have the I as well. So. Okay. Here we have caramel. And here we have those things are forming. Sorry, I'm just thinking about something else that we forgot. Here it could be an N or an M. So I'm just going to duplicate it. Emprunter. It means to borrow. And here I have que, which means. Good question. What does it mean in English? Yeah, it can mean that in some very specific context. Otherwise, I mean, I'm gonna show you that this is bad. Je vais vous montrer que, followed by whatever you have to, like, que c'est mauvais. So que here is that in that specific context. I think it's all. So the sh sound, is actually, we are going to replace it with the J. So J with, this one is simple, J, and like juger. So here we have another example for, where is the G here? Okay, it's right there. So we should move this up. I think it would be simpler than just, where is the J? Okay, the J is like here. So I'm going to put it here. So juger again. So there is this one and this one before EI. Here there is a juger. Gironde. Gironde is a place, so it's not anything fancy. It's just a place. Juger, Gironde, and there is the sh sound. Did I erase it? Yeah, I did erase it. No, I just didn't move this up. Okay. That's when the column mode gets tricky. So this is still J. It's kind of slightly different pronunciation, and this is always CH in French. And one of the things for that would be chercher. There is also Sherpa, which is like Sherpa, like chercher means to look for, to look up, like Sherpa. It's kind of a borrowed word, but it does exist in French, so we should also keep it. Okay, so we have the sh, and then we said that we need to do the I, and the I is basically anything that will, yeah, we forgot one he sound here, which is kind of obvious, and which is this. So this is E. We pronounce the letter IE, which often explains why you have so many problems when you want to spell up some words to French people. Okay, so E, we're going to keep it like this if it's not been replaced before. And session is a good example. There is the E, c'est si on. There is then Y is, sorry, oopsie, Y is always pronounced E. And there is one thing also with the E that needs to be done before this check, is this. For example, it will kind of accentuate the E, the I much more. It's like it's not briller, it's briller. There is this I. And yeah, I think we have it. So we have this, we have this, we have the U, the U, we have the K, we have everything. So I think that right now we are kind of able to speak proper French. If we split that, if we join this, and if we remember one thing, which is that we need to think about the things that are not pronounced in French. And for this, like all the rest. No, so more specifically, the E rule is the last one. So any letter before the end, that is, so A you pronounce it, B you pronounce it, C you pronounce it, D you don't. Like fa, which is a type of makeup, F-A-R-D. E, you almost never pronounce it at the end, so E can go there. F, which reminds me that there is one. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. F, you pronounce it usually when it's at the end, like in fief, which means it's a serfdom, like medieval region. J, you do pronounce it, I think. Do we have J at the end? No. H, we usually don't have. H basically can be, like, if you still have an H here, you can also replace it by anything. Like, habitué. JH. Okay. So, J is never at the end. K, neither. L, you pronounce it. M. Do we have M at the end of words? Oh, actually I have something very convenient, which is I've downloaded on my desktop, a list of French words. So I'm gonna cat this thing. Can I do something like that? I would love to be able to do something like that. At the end of a word. Yeah, potassium, pronom. So yeah, very interesting. So here you pronounce it, for example, like you pronounce it, corum, ram, you pronounce all those. But here pronom is a way to make the son in French. So I'm gonna just look at what other association there is on. Yeah, it's often if it's not okay. So if it's not before a vowel, we replace it with the son which is already there. And actually, it's the same thing. So this gets replaced O and M only. God, I'm gonna steal only if it's not before a vowel. No. No. Just keeping the. Okay, so this here again. That was useless because I need to check that this regular expression is correct. So P at the end of the word, well, O is for sure pronounced. No, sorry, I is pronounced. So M we say it's pronounced. N it's impacting the pronouncing. I should check too, but so then I need something which is not. It's only for N words and they are pronounced. They are pronounced. Concern? I don't know what this is, but this doesn't look French to me. So the N is pronounced. The O is pronounced. The P, is there any word ending with P? Quand, chant, coron. Yeah, all this not pronounced. Scalp is an exception. Huh. Vamp, yeah. So basically, if it is so before, well, actually, no, I need to keep it. I'm going to spell it like that, otherwise it becomes ambiguous. So before any vowels, and what vowels will remain? So all the existing one, but also 1, 2, and 3. And it's not before, it's after. Like in con. Con means camp. It's kind of a strange way, but... And ending with D. Underground, tweed, truand, trouillard. Rotor. Retour. Yeah, just checking. This sounds okay, except for a few foreigner words. S for sure can go away. R also, I think, in most of the words. So I'm gonna try to have it like not before any vowels. Yeah, there is nothing, so this can go. Oh. Okay. Découvert. I'm just thinking, trying to think. Yeah, okay. Here. SRT, yeah, that's correct. U is kept. V at the end of a word. I'm not even sure there is it. There is nothing. There is nothing. W. I don't think there is any word ending in W in French. Yeah, interview. Bungalow. Okay, that's a tough one. It's foreign word. Window is not French. Cow, bow, arrow, all this is English. I'm gonna remove it if it's at the end because there is bungalow, which is actually French, and yeah, X is not pronounced. Y is pronounced. Z is not pronounced. It's actually used. Usually in endings, it's used. So any of those letters at the end of the word are not supposed to be pronounced. I don't know if this will work. No, it's not. It's not gonna. Oh, maybe it will. Wallets? No, it doesn't. Okay, keep it and hope that people get smart. So like here, this should be applied before. I don't know how to process this. Okay. So I think here we have quite a complete table of things, and we just need to make some code out of this. And before we are going to write our unit test, because I think it's the best thing to do. So we are going to first create the French language class, which is going to be very similar to the German one. So we extends here we precise how to use it. So proceed with substitution in the given order to replace duplicates, 3, enjoy. Remove dash, because this is I don't think this is meant to be kept. No, it's not meant to be kept. For it should be it. For it should be it. If wished, remove all the vowels. So the S sound here is also made with this accentuated character, and in the example is this. Sa means this. Okay. And I'm gonna just like actively copy paste this. Oh yeah, true. Great. So here that's where like my actual code will arrive, and first I'm gonna write some unit tests. So French test. I'm gonna like follow the pattern of the German's test. That's gonna be like the simplest things to do. So yeah, perfect. So I'm gonna just like copy paste this. Then I need to retrieve my language. I know. What are you doing? Oh yeah, you can import that. This will actually return French. Oh, I did copy paste twice. It's not a good idea. This function will be called get. I'm gonna keep my same nomenclature. Get French. New French. Aha! I have a problem here, which is that we are not removing the acrylics. We are removing the acrylics before everything, and I don't want that. But that's, we need to fix that or find a way to bypass it in the other one. I will think about it. And so, yeah, this seems correct. I just missed the data provider. Okay, cool. So I have sets of tests that I initialize to nothing, and then I'm just gonna add elements one by one. So word serious means serious. We already said that. We are just gonna take a few and check if everything works, and only after we'll just like try to extend the test to make it crash if there is any problem. Sherpa is not bad. What did I do? Sorry, what's supposed to be the syntax of this word? Expected output. Okay, yeah, sorry. Expected output. So I expect C. I said that this is this one. R, E, so E, E. Something like that. No. C is, say something else. E, E. E. Good question. No, E is something else. E is this. It should be something like that. No, not like that. Okay, where is E? So we said E is 3. Okay, so it should be something like that. That's going to be a lot of problem, I'm pretty sure. So I can close this now. We said Sherpa. So Sherpa, we said we are going to keep it squeeze the letter J. So it's going to be this J. The R is actually supposed to, it's, yeah, it's actually, this is only at the end of a word. So this, at the end of the word, is replaced. All the block here. I think like one good test to see if things work. Is to have this word in French, which should be only replaced by this. Which I think like deserves a rule by itself. I'm not sure if you can abstract it, but I'm just going to look in my dictionary here. Like all the words, yeah, vestal is pronounced, it's not veal, it's really vestal. So if this is fully replaced, following letter kept. No, I'm not in color mode anymore. Don't know why actually. Lovely. Nice job. Yeah, well, actually this will not happen because this is already here, so. I don't need to resize that, I guess. And it's not exactly the case. Followed by something that is not the end of the world. Okay. Let's take another complex word for that, which is espiègle. It means mischievous. I'm not even sure. Mischievous? I don't know how to pronounce it. So E-S-P-E. The G here, gardien. Okay, yeah. So that's this. Something, it should be something like that. Then we have M, which is a nightmare because here I don't have a rule for this. It's a nightmare. This is pronounced M, but this is pronounced aimant. And the end of this word, lentement, like so this particular piece here, it's an adverb, so it's not a verb. It's pronounced en, and this here is not pronounced. I have no idea about how to save this. I'm pretty sure that this is solvable because this is always words ending with "ement." I should have checked the book to learn how to speak French to do this. So the replacing with here, this here should be en, like lentement. And right after we've done this, we can replace all the other things ending with ent ending by nothing, because then it's so grab this, not em, so not e, yeah, obviously not e, not m, ent. Yeah, I think I'm right. Not sure, but I think I'm right. So m should be then 3m. That's it. Then we said lentement. I think it's a good thing. Lentement should be lentement. Sounds strange. Well, I like that. Like you can actually read what we're doing here, and I think it's pretty it's very nice. Oh, following order is kept. Is rentré a good example? No, it's not. Est rentré, yeah. Est is a good example. No, it's not. Errance is a good example. It means kind of vagabonding. Es, following letter, is kept. Not the end, okay? Like A is a good example, but Brest, it's a city. Okay. So should I remove the diacritic at all here? No, because in theory it should all be handled. Okay, but I should remove punctuations. Okay, fine. So I think we already have a few things. And here, I'm just gonna run the test and see if it fails. It should fail. Whoa, that's brilliant. It doesn't. Yeah, I need to extend the test case here. Ta-da! And it fails. Lovely. Oh, the data provider is invalid. That's not the error I was expecting. Okay. So, oh my god. I'm gonna have so much more fun splitting all this. Why did duplicate not more? I'm gonna take another thing. Ubuesque is kind of nice. Ubuesque. And I forgot the word in oof. It's gonna be oubli. Oubli is nice too. Oubli, no, after we said. Oubli. So oubli should be the sound O, I think we said. is right here, so it's U. So oublie, dus B and I are kept, I is kept. There, like that, oublie. Ubuesque should be ubu et for backup. That should be nice. Okay, now I'm running this test again. Lovely. So everything here is crashing, and it's just normal because we have just run our test. And basically, we don't want to run again the German test, so we want to just add filter. I think it's like that. Perfect. Okay, so we are just gonna just using my shortcuts scripts. So you abstract German implementation, write French language specification, plus write French tests. That's great.